Hey everyone, I wanted to show you a video of where I'm at with my game project in Unreal right now. I was trying to do one on the world composition, but it didn't quite record the extra window there in the editor. But anyway, some of this stuff is placeholder, but in general, the idea is I'm going to have a randomized like city map, and it's going to have other areas, like there's going to be forests and stuff. It's pretty much just going to be forests and city. Sewers, canals, I'm thinking, highways, all urban stuff mostly. But yeah, so these are all little areas that are built up of smaller areas. So what we have here is like city blocks and like these roads and stuff. These are all placeholders for now. Some of these things were built as a cohesive whole, and some of them are kind of like built of small parts that are randomized and then stitched together when the game starts, which gives you a randomized map. And my idea is, instead of like, of course, instead of hand building a level, I want it to be mixed up every single time, so that's actually interesting to play. And you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to go over that one spot where that super weapon always spawns. The idea of the game in its current incarnation is going to be a open world Stalker-inspired thing where you're roaming around this abandoned city, dodging mutants and other stalkers, bandits, whatever you want to call them, people who are here looting and stuff. And going to actually shy away from being combat heavy. I'm thinking it's going to be kind of more of a stealthy, spooky, sneak around type thing where, you'll be able to, of course, shoot people, but I want all the actions to have some sort of like consequences and not like inconsequential stuff like, oh, your karma level went down. Like, if you go around shooting random humans, people are going to start shooting you on sight, and then get to the point where they're sending squads of people to hunt you down. Like, oh, that notorious dick who goes around mowing down all of the stalkers who are just there trying to scavenge for sardines and stuff. Yeah, so I want to kind of like, I want consequences for your actions. What you're looking at here is I have all of these buildings have randomized bits to them. So like these facades are randomized. The interiors are randomized. I love this peeling wallpaper thing. This is actually a combination of like two materials. So you got the wood material and then the wallpaper over top of it, and it's set up to do a thing called texture bombing, where it randomizes these little splotches where you can actually see through to the other material. So I think that looks pretty sweet. I mean, I've seen better, but it works for now. Excuse me. The buildings, if you haven't watched any other videos, they have like randomized heights. The colors are randomized. What else? What else? These lots are randomized. Now I have a day-night cycle set up. I'm using a new method of doing a huge open world, so it's actually little levels put together. They have no transitions. And actually, let me see here. Now you can see my speed right there, where we're hitting like 70 FPS almost. Some areas you'll hit like 120. Now, granted, this is for architecture. Once you start having, other stuff going on in here, like NPCs running around and stuff, I'm sure that's going to drop a bit. Hopefully not too much, though, because I'm pretty happy with the frame rate. If I can keep it over 60, I will be extremely happy. Let's see, what else is there to show here, actually? I'm going to actually do another video. I'll try to stitch it onto the end of this one, where I show you, like, in editor, how this stuff is randomized and, like, what the variations look like. Oh, there's a hiccup. I wonder if it's loading another map. Man, that's like, yeah, it must have been loaded in our map. That shouldn't really be happening, but, super early, pre-alpha, etc., etc. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. See, there's different floors in all the buildings and stuff. And the layout changes. Now, some of these lots, you see, like, we've seen this lot before. but the individual buildings have little minor differences in them. And once I have enough lots, you shouldn't really be seeing too many doubles. That's the whole idea. Oh, look, there's a door that's been kicked down. That's a new thing I added. Yeah, these interiors are all going to be randomized. Like, this is just like one interior. It's actually a living room set with a random kitchen set, so that'll mix and match. And you see like these walls here. Now, these buildings are actually made up of like separate pieces, but the walls and the floors remain consistent throughout. And that was kind of like one of the first big hurdles I got over, was how to make that all match. Because it'd be weird to have, like, you know, whatever stucco here and then have like a different stucco upstairs or whatever, like wallpaper. I want everything to just match. Same with the outsides. Like, they'll choose one brick type to apply to the entire outside of the building. And then the windows, they're, you know, randomly broken or randomly open or closed. Here's a different kitchen, actually. Yeah, see? It's a different layout than the other kitchen, I think, or it might just be flipped. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's definitely a different living room. Some of this stuff doesn't quite work exactly, but it's fine. It's fine. The curtains and stuff like that, it's a totally different layout from the other building we were in, even though it's the same building, I believe. Yeah, same exact building. Let's see, let's go check out that radio station over here. That's one of my little unique hand-built things. So all these little lots are, you know, hand-built by me. The buildings are pieces that I mostly purchased. I've added some of my own stuff into them. All of the textures and materials I've had to go back and like tweak and adjust. So I would say that they're mostly mine. I think the radio station looks pretty cool. You can't get in there or anything though. It's made out of pieces that have no interior, so it's kind of like more of just like a pretty thing to look at. Let's see what else. I don't know. Kind of at a standstill here. The video is starting to get a little long. Uh-oh, load in our map. Okay. Yeah, see those transitions, I've had it not load, like, not be a noticeable load time at all before. This is like I said, it's a new method I'm doing of streaming the maps together, so I mean that'll be hammered out down the line. The next thing I'm going to start working on is actual placing items and gameplay and stuff. Now, of course, all the items are going to be randomized in like cabinets and stuff is what I'm thinking right now. Is you're going to be, and the lighting's off on some of these things. You're going to be able to, like, you know, search through certain drawers. And this building's going into the concrete. Yep. You're going to be searching through random drawers for like stuff to sell to the outside world and stuff, and like looking for radioactive artifacts is what I'm thinking. I might have anomalies. I'm not 100% on that yet. If I do, they're probably not going to be as prevalent as in Stalker, because there's nothing more frustrating than walking into an invisible death trap. If I do have them, they're probably going to be way more apparent. You can see this is where there's no level here. You can actually see the size of each level. They're like 3 of these city blocks. These city blocks, each one is 4 like quadrants, and those quadrants are mostly hand built with little, you know, minor randomization things in there. But then there's some that are like stitched together even smaller sections, and some of those are stitched together even smaller sections. So, you know, randomization on top of randomization. Actually, here's a good example. So this lot here, yeah, I recognize this stuff because I built it all. This parking lot from this wall to these curb pieces here, that's one section actually that's randomized. Oh wait, nope, my bad. It's not. This is one big one. This one over here is, yeah, see that water decal's going up on the fence there. I gotta fix that. So this big empty lot here, this quarter of it has a parking lot, and that parking lot is a random small piece that was placed in there dynamically. So the idea is every time you start a new game, the map would shuffle. So you'll never know, you know, what's where, or what the layout is. And part of the game is discovering the layout and kind of like marking down, like you should have a map or whatever, marking down areas of interest. So this is like this is a small plot here, or a parcel. I watched a lot of the XCOM 2 development stuff. This is kind of what they do, where they take these little areas and put them in, they'll mix them together into a big area. These dumpsters and this little park piece here, that's two small areas onto a bigger section. Actually, this building here is a plot too. That's a medium, and that's a medium lot that's made of two separate small ones. Like little randomization things. You got like a section of tiles missing. It doesn't look fantastic. I think that's just because of the tile texture on there. It doesn't quite work with having a big section missing, but a lot of this is just proof of concept, and I'm pretty happy with the fact that I can do any of it. So, big things down the line, hopefully. And I mean, I'm not making anything super complicated or revolutionary. I'm kind of just taking what I like from other things and putting it together into a, I want to make an experience of like what I think a randomized stalker type game could be. It's a free roam thing, endless replayability, ideally, where you go around doing random missions and that type of thing. And one of the first things that I wanted to do, which I'm still kind of thinking about as far as the creature design, is to have the creatures, some of them anyway, be randomized. So you'll have randomized human mutants running around with like different physiology, different types of attacks, and AI and stuff. And I kind of want to craft it as more of an ecology than a enemy. More of an ecology than like a video game enemy, where like every enemy or every creature in the game is there to like kill you. Like some of them just want to go around rooting through the trash or scavenging or whatever. And not everything's out to murder you, although I guess most things probably would be. And that kind of extends into the NPC behavior. One of my big issues I love Stalker, of course, like my favorite game ever. And I play the heavily modded versions like Call of Chernobyl and Call of Misery, stuff like that. I've been playing Last Day lately. And one of the big issues I have with it is there's factions, which is fine. The factions mostly hate each other based on other factions. So like the loners hate the bandits, the military hates everyone, freedom hates duty, all this crap. That's cool. Problem is, like bandits, loners, a lot of the guys look exactly the same. They wear the same types of outfits. They all speak Ukrainian. So if you're traveling around, I think I might have closed. Okay. Anyway, back. I accidentally clicked something and stopped recording. Anyway, hopefully I can stitch this together. Stalker, you walk around, you see some, guys dressed the same, speaking Ukrainian. They might be enemies, they might be on your side, you don't know, until they spot you, and then they react, and it's kind of bullshit to be wandering around, and especially in a game where you can die from one single bullet wound, which is the type of experience I want, of course. But to have somebody you can't tell if they're going to open fire on you immediately, or to just completely ignore you, or, be a friendly trader, merchant, it sucks. It's stupid. It really takes you out of the game. How the hell would they know who you are on site, you know what I mean? So, as far as NPC interactions go, what I want is to have a system where you will always be warned if a NPC is going to be hostile or not. And this would just be through their actions. So you're walking through this alley, turn the corner, there's a squad of dudes up here. Well, what I would, in Stalker, if they were potential enemies, they would just start shooting immediately, probably before you could even see them. What I would want is for them to, draw their guns and kind of be like, hey dude, fuck off or we're going to shoot you. And if you continue to go towards them, they will shoot you. If you actually fuck off, then yeah, they'll probably fuck off too and, go their separate ways. More realistic, Now, if you go around attacking random people, then maybe people will start to recognize you and be like, oh, hey, look out for this guy. He just shoots everyone he sees. And then they're going to start shooting on sight without any warning. And that's, if you're going to shoot on sight, why wouldn't they? So I kind of want to discourage, just running around gunning everything down. And I don't think you're going to have the resources to do that anyway. Yeah, I want this to be pretty realistic. Like, you don't want to get into firefights with groups of enemies because you're always going to be alone, I'm thinking. I haven't really considered the idea of adding NPC squad mates or, co-op or anything like that. It's not a priority for me. So as it stands right now, the game's going to be a completely single-player, free roam, basically a roguelike. The default is going to be Iron Man, where if you die, you're dead, game over, start a new world, start from scratch. And it should still be fun to play that way, the way everything's going to be set up as far as like the random world, random, missions and events and that type of stuff. I mean, that's the way I like to play games generally. The only time I don't play like that is when the game has things that I think are just fucking unfair. Stalker has a lot of this. At least the modded versions do, where, like I said, you can't tell who's an enemy. So getting shot from a city block away by a guy who you don't know if he's friendly or not, so maybe you had the opportunity to shoot him first, he turned around, shot you because you didn't know who he was. That's bullshit. That'll never happen in my game. I will take great measures to make sure shit like that never happens. One of my other big contentions with Stalker is the psychic enemies. Now, I like the idea of them. I'm probably going to have something like that in my game, as far as like creepy mutant dwarfs that have telekinetic powers and shit, because I think that's really cool. In Stalker, however, though, if you just walk within like 50 to 100 meters of them, you basically die. They have this like psychic aura around them that cannot, like, it can be negated. You have to have like, anti-psychic equipment, which is rare and expensive in Stalker. But, there are areas where you just cannot pass through because there's one of those creatures that just happens to be wandering around there. And that's fucking stupid. It'd be fine if they just came out and attacked you and like zapped your brain or whatever, made your head melt. To just kill you by being near them, that's fucking ridiculous. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, and I'm pretty sure that's not in the original game. I think that's one of those modded things that I've attempted to take out, and I guess I never succeeded. I don't know, I've modded Stalker so many times, I forget what I've done to it. But, yeah, so my goal is like realism, but fair realism. You should never be punished without knowing, like, what you did wrong, and what, the game not giving you enough information to make good choices on is an issue that of course I want to get rid of. I think it's just a big game design issue in general. I mean, some games are, trial and error, but if you're doing something that you actually want to be immersed in and take seriously, trial and error is kind of bullshit, especially when things can be as random as they can be. Like, there should really never be a situation where you get sniped from across the street and have no idea why you're being attacked or who your attacker is. I hate that shit. It should always be, unless you did something stupid. If you're over here mowing people down for no reason, okay, fine. Then maybe a sniper could take you out. But you should still get some sort of warning, like, I don't know, radio chatter saying like, oh, hey, we're hunting down this player man, Mr. Player Man. He's on the loose. Look out for him and shoot him on sight. Then you at least know. But to just have, like, you know, oh, you walk out in the street and get suddenly shot in the head, that's fucking stupid. That's another thing with the randomized mutants. If that's a thing I end up doing, and I can do it right the way I want to, because I'm not putting anything in here unless I can do it right. I'm not. I mean, this shit's half-assed. You can see like the shadows sticking through walls and stuff. This is mostly proof of concept stuff, so like, you know, it's gonna look rough for a while. But I have a good basis down as far as like world generation, for example. So like I can run around a random world and be like, okay, is this fun to run around in? Is this fun to explore? Why are there wires hanging in midair? Stuff like that. Once, what was I even talking about? Mutants. Oh, so the randomized mutants. Yeah, that's right. They're if they have weird abilities, I kind of want to telegraph that. I don't think most of the things in the game are going to have weird abilities. Like I said, I'm keeping it fairly, you know, realistic. Because when I think of a mutant, I'm thinking of like chuds or like cannibals and shit like that. Not like, you know, not like, I'm trying to think of a good example of like mutants with weird powers. Can you think of any? My girlfriend says no, she can't either. I'm thinking just like fucked up humans, like people who've just been exposed to radiation, like kind of like zombies, basically. Basically zombies, but you know, they might have some different shit they can do, like, I don't know, like crawling through windows and stuff like that, or like, you know, they might have like extra arms or legs, and I kind of just want them to look creepy. They could be cannon fodder, but none of them are going to have something that like just outright kills you and you have no warning about. Maybe if it's like a huge thing, because I would like to. Actually, I was thinking about, rather than having a lot of little mutants running around or like human-sized ones, maybe just have like a few big-ass fuckers creeping around that you have to dodge. One of the inspirations for that was kind of, was it The Evil Within 2, where you got those giant laughing ladies made out of Japanese women's heads that are running around giggling with a huge circular saw. I fucking love those, and those were terrifying, and they're huge, and you can hear them a mile away, so like, you know, oh shit, I better avoid that area because there's a laughing Japanese girl with a buzzsaw over there. That type of shit. So if I had like a huge monster running around, that would be like an insta-kill. You should know it's like coming. Like, you're not gonna walk around a corner and get stabbed in the face or something, but like you should hear like stomping around or making some like real telegraph noises and shit. Not to mention the other NPCs would probably be shooting at it and shit, so there'd be enough of a ruckus where you have an idea of what's going on. Man, this is getting long. Alright, I think that's all I have to say for now without completely running out of breath. If you ever run into me at a party and start asking me what I'm doing with my life, you're going to get this whole half-hour speech again, so it's happened recently. I'm going to do another real quick video, hopefully, of how granular my randomization shit is. And, yeah, maybe I'll toss out on the end of this one, or I'll just post all the videos together. I don't know. I don't know how videos work, and I'm not good with technology. I can make a game. I don't know how to put two videos together, though. Make it that way you will. Alright, I'm out for now. Thanks for... If you stuck it out this long, let me know, because holy crap. I'm not putting these on YouTube or anything, because I also don't understand YouTube. So this crap's going on Facebook. If you make it this far, please let me know under the comments, because I'm really interested in who actually gives enough of a shit to listen to me talk for half an hour about my unfinished game. Thanks. Bye.